Have you ever been in a conversation, someone asks, "So, what are your hobbies?" and your mind just goes completely blank?
Oh, absolutely. It's such a simple question, but it can be so stressful in English. You start worrying your hobbies sound boring or you just can't find the right words.
Exactly. And then the conversation just dies. That awkward silence. We've all been there. But what if I told you that you only need 5 simple phrases to talk about any hobby like a native speaker?
In this lesson, we're going to give you those 5 essential phrases. And hey, our goal is to help you feel confident in every English conversation. So if that's something you want, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Stick with us, because by the end of this video, that feeling of stress will be gone for good.
Think about it. The goal of talking about hobbies isn't to impress someone with the most exciting, incredible hobby in the world. Most of us don't spend our weekends jumping out of airplanes or wrestling sharks.
I certainly don't. My hobbies are pretty quiet. The real goal is connection. It's about sharing a small part of yourself and inviting the other person to do the same. But it's hard to connect when you're worried about your grammar or vocabulary.
That's the exact problem we're solving today. The fear isn't about having the perfect hobby, it's about not having the perfect words. We're going to give you those words. We'll break down 5 phrases so you can use them naturally, without even thinking.
And we're going to use a simple formula for each one. We call it the state, time, feeling formula. You state your hobby, mention the time you do it, and describe the feeling it gives you. It's our recipe for a perfect answer every single time. Let's get started with our first phrase.
Okay, phrase number 1 is a fantastic way to show enthusiasm. Instead of just saying, "I like," which can be a little flat, you can say, "I'm really into." It immediately adds energy to your statement.
It really does. I like photography is fine, it's correct. But I'm really into photography makes me lean in. It makes me want to ask you more about it. It suggests this is something you genuinely love.
Exactly. It's the difference between being a passenger and being the driver in a conversation. Let's break this down with our state, time, feeling formula. Remember, state the hobby, add the time, and share the feeling.
Okay, let's try it. Imagine someone asks about my hobbies. I could say, I'm really into baking. I try to make a new recipe every Sunday morning.
Perfect. That detail makes it real. It shows it's a regular part of your life. Now, the most important part, the feeling. Why do you do it?
Right, this is the connection part. Let's put it all together. I'm really into baking. I try to make a new recipe every Sunday morning. It's a really creative process, and it helps me relax after a long week.
And that is a perfect answer. It's not just a fact, it's a small story. Now the other person has so many easy follow-up questions. They could ask, "Oh, what did you bake last Sunday?" Or, "What's your favorite thing to bake?"
See? The conversation keeps going. This works for any hobby. What about you, Mark? What are you into?
Well, I'm really into hiking. I try to get out to the mountains at least once a month with a couple of friends. For me, it's the best way to disconnect from my phone and just clear my head.
That's a great example. I get a full picture of why you love it. Let's give our viewers a few more quick examples. What about video games? Some people feel it sounds childish.
That's a good one. You could say, "I'm really into story-driven video games. I usually play for an hour or so in the evenings to unwind. I love it because it feels like I'm the star of an interactive movie."
That's fantastic. It completely changes the perception. Or for something like yoga, I'm really into yoga. I go to a class 3 times a week after work. It's been amazing for my posture, and I always leave feeling so much calmer.
So your first takeaway is this phrase, "I'm really into." It's a powerful upgrade from "I like." Go on, pick one of your hobbies right now and try it with a state, time, feeling formula. What are you really into?
All right, let's move on to phrase number 2. This one is incredibly useful and has a very natural, relaxed feel. It is, in my free time,
I like this one. It's a classic for a reason. It's a simple, clear, and direct way to answer, what do you do in your free time? It might be a little less passionate than I'm really into, but it's perfect for describing your general activities.
And of course, we can still use our state time feeling formula to make it shine. Let's take reading, a very common hobby that some people worry sounds boring. It doesn't have to.
Show us.
In my free time, I love to read novels. I usually read for about half an hour each night before I go to sleep. It's the perfect way to escape from the real world for a bit and live in a different story.
That's a beautiful answer. It's not just, I read books. It explains the experience of reading. That's not a boring answer at all. Let's try it with something more active, like basketball.
In my free time, I play basketball with my friends. We get together every Saturday at the local park. I love it because it's great exercise and I just enjoy the friendly competition.
Perfect. Again, it's detailed, it's friendly, and it gives the other person plenty to ask about. They might say, oh, you play every Saturday? Are you on a team? The conversation just flows.
A great thing about this phrase is you can also list a couple of things. It doesn't have to be just one hobby. For example, if someone asks what you do on the weekends,
That's a great point. How would that sound?
well, in my free time, I do a few different things. I enjoy listening to podcasts when I'm cleaning the house, and on weekends, I often go for long walks in the park to get some fresh air.
And even there, you've naturally included the time and feeling elements. So, phrase number 2. In my free time, I is your solid, reliable, all-purpose phrase. Remember the formula. State what you do, when you do it, and how it makes you feel. I've recently gotten into, you can also say, I've recently started.
This is such a good one. I love this phrase because it immediately tells the other person you're a beginner. This is great for two reasons. First, it manages expectations. You're not claiming to be an expert. Second, it often makes people even more interested. We love to hear about new beginnings.
You're absolutely right. It's a very humble and relatable phrase. It shows you're curious and trying new things, which are great qualities. It's also perfect for a hobby you don't feel confident about yet.
Let's try it with the formula. Imagine I just started learning guitar. If someone asks about my hobbies, I might feel nervous saying I play the guitar, because honestly, I'm not very good. But using this phrase changes everything.
How would you say it?
Well, I've recently gotten into playing the guitar. I bought a cheap one online a few months ago and have been using an app to learn. It's really challenging, but it feels so rewarding when I can finally play a new chord correctly.
That is such a wonderful, authentic answer. It invites encouragement. The other person is likely to say something like, that's so cool, keep going.
Exactly. It works for anything. Let's say you started gardening. You could say, I've recently started a small vegetable garden on my balcony. I just planted some tomatoes and herbs last month. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's been really fun to watch them grow.
That phrase, I have no idea what I'm doing, is so charming and honest. It just breaks down any communication barrier. Let's do one more for our viewers. What about learning a language?
Excellent example. I've recently gotten into learning Korean. I started watching some K-dramas and decided I wanted to understand them without subtitles. So I practiced for about 20 minutes a day. It's difficult, but it's so satisfying when I recognize a word in a song or a show.
Perfect. So, phrase number 3, I've recently gotten into, is your secret weapon for new hobbies. It removes all the pressure of being an expert and makes you sound curious and interesting. Don't be afraid to admit you're new at something.
Okay, so we've covered 3 great phrases for answering the question. But a conversation is a two-way street. It's not just about you talking. The most important skill for keeping a conversation alive is showing you're interested in the other person.
This is such a critical point. So many learners focus on getting their own sentences right that they forget to pass the conversational ball back. A monologue is not a conversation.
Exactly. So phrase number 4 isn't a statement at all. It's the question you ask after you've answered. The simplest and best version is, what about you?
It's so simple, but so powerful. After you share your hobby, you pause and you turn the spotlight back to them. Let's run through a quick example. Sophia, ask me about my hobbies.
Hey, Mark, what do you do in your free time?
I'm really into hiking. I try to go out to the mountains at least once a month to clear my head. What about you?
See how smooth that was? You answered, you gave a detail, and then you invited me to share. The conversation now feels balanced. I don't feel like I'm just interviewing you.
What about you is perfect. You could also say, how about you? Or if you want to be more specific, do you have any hobbies you're passionate about?
I think what about you is the safest and most natural. It's a soft invitation. The key is the transition. Finish your thought, a short pause, and then ask.
So, Sophia, what do you do to relax?
In my free time, I love to read novels, usually before I go to sleep, because it helps me escape. How about you? What do you do to unwind?
Very nice. You used how about you and even customized the question. That's a great touch. But if you're ever nervous, what about you is always 100% correct and polite. Never finish your answer and just wait in silence. Always turn the question around.
This might be the most important phrase of the entire lesson. If you want conversations to flow, you have to show interest. Make it a habit. Every time you answer a question about yourself, get ready to ask, what about you?
Now that you have these tools, it's time to practice. You can't learn to swim by reading a book. You have to get in the water.
And the comments section is the perfect safe place to do that. So here's your homework. In the comments below, answer the question, what are your hobbies? Use one of the first 3 phrases we taught you. I'm really into, in my free time or I've recently gotten into.
And remember the state time feeling formula. Tell us what you do, when you do it, and how it makes you feel. Don't worry about mistakes. This is a community of learners, and this is how we get better.
We'll personally read as many of your comments as we can. We love hearing about your interests. So pause the video, write your sentence, and then come back for our final and most friendly phrase.
Welcome back. We hope you left a comment and are ready for our final phrase. This one is for after the other person has shared their hobby with you.
This is just as important as asking, what about you? If you ask them and then just stare blankly when they answer, the conversation is still dead. You need to react.
And our 5th phrase is the perfect, simple, positive reaction. It is, oh, that sounds interesting.
It's so simple and effective. It shows you were listening, and it's a warm, positive signal. Other great options are, that sounds fun, or that's so cool, or just, oh, nice.
These little phrases are like conversational glue. They hold everything together. And after you give this reaction, ask a simple follow-up question. This shows you're truly interested. Let's put it all together. Sophia, I'll start. So, what do you do in your free time?
I've recently gotten into gardening on my balcony. I just planted some herbs last month, and it's been fun to watch them grow.
Now, here's the crucial moment. My reaction. Oh, that sounds interesting. What kind of herbs are you growing?
See, the reaction, that sounds interesting, followed by a simple question. Now I have an easy question to answer. I could say, I'm trying basil and mint. The basil is doing great, but I think I'm giving the mint too much water.
And the conversation is alive. We're actually talking. Some other great follow-up questions are, how long have you been doing that? Or, what got you into that? I love that last one. It asks for the origin story.
Or even, do you usually do it alone or with friends? So the full sequence is simple. They tell you their hobby, you give a positive reaction, that sounds fun. You ask a simple follow-up question. How did you get started?
This is the complete recipe for a successful, friendly conversation about hobbies. You have the phrases to talk about yourself, the question to ask them, and the reaction to show you're listening.
So there you have it, the only 5 phrases you really need to talk about hobbies and keep the conversation flowing. Let's do a super quick review.
Number 1, I'm really into for showing passion. Number 2, in my free time, for a great all-around answer.
Number 3, I've recently gotten into for new hobbies. And number 4, what about you? To keep the conversation balanced.
And that sounds interesting, followed by a simple question to show you're actually listening.
And don't forget the magic recipe, the state time feeling formula. For any hobby you talk about, just try to say what it is, when you do it, and how it makes you feel.
Talking about hobbies shouldn't feel like a test. It's an opportunity to connect. Your hobby doesn't have to be impressive. Your English just needs to be friendly and clear. These phrases will help you do that.
Thank you so much for learning with us today. Don't forget to practice in the comments. Like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more simple English lessons. We can't wait to see you in the next one.